gaming update. For the latest news, be sure to check out our website, g4tv.com/xplay. But now, let's go over to my partner in crime, the Cess.
While we're all looking forward to the next chapter of Marcus Phoenix's story in Gears of War 2, we're really looking forward to destroying people online. Designer Cliff Bleszinski has heard your cries of host advantage party systems and gone out of his way to correct all of the first game's hiccups and add many new elements. I recently sat down with Cliff for a taste of what to expect this November. Cliff Bleszinski, and we're going to talk about multiplayer in Gears of War 2. Obviously, multiplayer was a huge component to the original game, and this is going to be big as well, but what did you learn from the first game that you're now applying to this one?
Don't let people shotgun roll at each other. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. The game was originally conceived as a cover-based shooter, and when we built it, players were playing it online. They first actually, they started taking cover, but then they started grenade tagging each other. And then we realized, we probably should have reduced that radius a little bit, and then tweak the effectiveness of that, and then make sure that in the sequel, players actually are stopped by bullets. So we had this idea of stopping power. So when players try and do the blind rush at each other, Braveheart style, player can essentially unload his Lancer to the other guy, and it's like a puck of the hand, and the guy will actually physically stop in his tracks, and then he has to try and evade out of the side, reconnoiter, find a new angle, provide suppressing fire from a buddy, and essentially play the game as the fast tactical game that it was meant to be.
Now, one of the things I want to talk about was sort of, the lack of a party system in the original Gears. There is one here now, and how have you designed it to make everyone just nice and happy?
Honestly, I would have loved to have had that when we shipped the first game, but when we look at the development effort that went into putting it, it wasn't just a matter of flipping a switch. It required a tremendous amount of work, like a year and a half with some of our best programmers and UI guys just cranking on this to make it a no-brainer of a situation, whereas you just create a lobby, invite some friends, matchmake against another party, and boom, find a good crew to fight against, rather. We are really happy to have it this time around, and we think it's really going to help expand the multiplayer functionality of Gears.
You've also done an interesting thing with achievements. You've noticed that also seems to affect behavior inside of multiplayer matches, and you're addressing that.
Yeah, well, the purpose of achievements is to add longevity to the game so players have kind of that overall meta RPG element. We also realize, though, that sometimes players kind of get that rat on a feeder pellet type mentality of this kind of like tunnel vision, and so we actually throttle the achievement. So if you go for the headshot achievement, for example, you only get 1 credit towards that per match.
Let's talk about the human shield in the game. That's definitely something that people picked up on when they saw the single-player video. How does that work, and how effective is it going to be for the player who has their meat shield right in front of them?
Basically, what the human shield will do is it'll buy you 1 Lancer fire of protection, or protect you from 1 boom shot, so the body will explode and you won't get any damage, or save you from like a grenade or a concussive grenade. So it's basically a get-out-of-jail-free card that you can use to kind of protect yourself and move around the map.
We're actually coming up on the 10-year anniversary of the original Unreal. It sort of shows how long you've been in the industry, and I've been in the industry as well.
Yeah, this is the part where we feel old.
Yeah, exactly. So when you see sort of the arc of your own development as a game designer from that original Unreal to, the impending Gears of War 2, is there anything that really sort of stands out in your mind that you never saw coming?
I'm glad to be getting back to making games with the campaign mode. We did that with the first Unreal, and, I was a producer on Unreal 2, which was a solid game, but, didn't really find a lot of success, unfortunately. And now, especially with Gears, I want to kind of get back to that roller coaster of a campaign, creating a new universe, and who are these characters, and what's the world that they inhabit, and what's really going on, and where are these new weapons, and these game mechanics. That's like why I get out of bed in the morning, man, and to see kind of where it can all go, and then to see gamers latch onto it and see them getting tattoos and branding themselves with the logo of the universe. That's crazy exciting stuff.
It never ends.
Next week, gaming's heavy hitters collide for the biggest event of the year, E308 Live, and we've got a VIP pass with your name on it. It all starts next Monday with our unprecedented coverage. Starting